Hey, hello everybody, welcome back. Doing some flashback.
Flashback.
Exactly. So Mr. Boopster is doing this little dance, and while he's doing that, we are going to go over the results from last week's voting. He's done dancing. So in last place, I guess first I should say we had 411 votes. We've been getting like constant 400s, so
nice.
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
And this was a pretty close run, too.
It was really close. Not so much for the last place one. Teamer Delver in last place with 61 votes, so that leaves. And then in second last place we had Death Shadow Aggro with 104 votes. And then in third last place we had Scridiculous with 118 votes. And in first place we had Dredgevine with 127 votes. So that was actually, it was pretty close for the top three. The last one's not so close, but the top three were. Yep, so you are playing Dredgevine.
Yes.
Which is weird for me to say, because usually I'm always the one challenging a deck, but so it's a nice change of pace. So next week, Scridiculous comes back, Death Shadow Aggro comes back, and the two new ones that we're going to add, a lot of people really want to see Waste Not Storm again. We've already had it in, and it won.
It was in the third... Well, it
didn't win, but it won to go in the thing. Like, yes. I didn't mean it won anything, but like we featured it in Flashback.
But it kind of got rolled by the Planeswalker.
Yeah, it got rolled pretty hard. So, but that seems to be a fan favorite, so we're gonna put that in again. A lot of people asked for that all different weeks, since we started this series. So, and the one that we want to add in, no one suggested this, but I think it's kind of a neat deck. Cocoa Warriors, the Collected Company Warriors tribal deck.
A list from one of our patrons.
Yeah, it was. So that'll be kind of fun. And yeah, so don't forget to vote. The thing will be in the little eye that's on Atkst's face. And since you're the challenger deck, you'll be going first. And we'll see you in Game 1. Okay, Game 1. Go ahead and show your hand to the camera.
We've got those.
Whoop. And for myself, as is probably expected with this style of deck, quite a few lands. Although we did have, the last time I played this deck in Game 1, I think I had like 2 lands for the first 4 turns. Anyway, so you'll be going first, of course.
Stomping Ground, 18.
All right.
And a Faithless Looting.
Okay.
So, draw 2. And we shall discard a Bloodghast and a Stinkweed Imp.
Whew, those are good ones.
Enter go.
Especially since now Stinkweed Imp is the best dredger that's legal.
Yes.
So we're going to draw. Going to go for a Mountain and a Molten Vortex. Pass turn.
I mean, hey, that can deal with Bloodghast.
You can.
Not at a very efficient rate, but...
very, very inefficient.
Untap. Upkeep.
Yep. Ooh. And another Dredger. Not bad. Just the Narc.
Blood Crypt tapped.
Okay.
Insolent Neonate.
Alright.
Enter go.
I do not really want a Molten Vortex either of those. We'll draw a card. Wow. I think that's all those. Yeah. So I guess we'll just go for a Reflecting Pool, which right now is just all it sees is red. And I'll pass turn.
And I just realized I never recurred this Bloodghast.
Oh yeah. Didn't have haste or anything, so.
End of your turn.
Still at a pretty healthy 20.
Sacrifice that and discard Stinkweed Imp.
Yep.
To draw a card, which I will replace by drawing the Stinkweed Imp.
Yes. There's another one. Ooh. Do you get the Amalgam back?
I
too?
Do, because
or you
it's
should
the
like
end step.
Is it the beginning of the end step though?
Oh, I think maybe
beginning of the next end step.
Beginning of the next end.
So if you were doing this on
my
your
turn, yes.
Yeah.
Since I did it on your end step,
yeah.
it doesn't come back till the end of my end step.
Yes. It's kind of what I thought.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. We're going to replace with Life from the Loam.
Yep. Oh,
2 Stinkweeds and a Dredgevine.
Wow. 3 hits. That's not as likely as one might think. And you're gonna get that amalgam back.
So
4. I'll take it. Go to 16.
Shall cast Life from Loam.
Sure.
Mountain. Mountain.
Mine.
And a Gemstone Mine.
Mine?
Play mine for the turn.
Yep.
Getting back Bloodghast. And it is your go.
Get the amalgam back on the end step. Alright. Draw a card. Jeez. It's a lot of stuff. It's very unexciting. But we're going to play a Mountain and a Seismic Assault. Because it's better than Molten Vortex. And you didn't really have anything that I really cared to use Molten Vortex against, ever.
Yeah, because they'd just be... I mean, the Narcomoebas would disappear forever.
That's true. That is true. I don't know if they're worth trading lands for. Let me see here. So, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a lot of damage. Alright, pass turn.
Untap.
Lots of damage.
Upkeep.
Yep, Stinky. Our old friend. Pretty boring so far. Oh, that was a really boring one. I mean, the last one was pretty saucy. 2 Dredgers and a Dredgeviner.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Bound to happen eventually.
So, swing.
Okay. So, do you have anything in there that can come back? No, you don't. So I think... You're at 18. Or do I just take one more big hit? 7, 8 of 9. I think we do. I might be wrong, but I think I will take it and go to 7.
Okay. Flashback Faithless Looting.
Sure. I guess that potentially would give you ways to get back prized amalgam. Did you not want to dredge anything? Because I think you still had a Stinky in there, instead of drawing 2 cards.
I guess I did still have a Stinky in there.
Yeah.
Would have worked out a little better, but I've already drawn, so...
Yeah.
Discarding an Amalgam and a Bloodghast.
Alright.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. Not a huge shocker there. Not really a ton to do. Gonna play an Is It Boilerworks tapped, and we're gonna return a Mountain. And I'm gonna have to start throwing some stuff to keep myself alive. Not right now, but probably on your attack step.
Yeah, the Bloodghasts would have haste now, so you don't really want to do it now.
Alright, good.
Untap. Keep draw for turn.
It's definitely a downside of this deck that I don't think we really showed last week too much. Like, the first game was just unbelievably rotten luck. This is pretty typical of something that can happen.
Ooh,
another Amoeba.
So we'll get that prized amalgam at the end step.
Yep. Wait, you have another one in there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I discarded it.
Ah. And another Bloodghast. Oy. That's actually really bad.
So, how many cards in hand?
I have 6 cards in hand.
Mountain. Returning Bloodghast.
Okay.
And tapping for green. Dredgevine.
Oh, that's a Stomping Ground. I thought that was the second blood card because you had the thing in front of it. Okay. Oh, that's even worse. That's gonna. I basically think I have to dump my hand now.
Go to combat.
Okay, so I can't take these on their own, so I can't just blow up all these. So I have to take those out. So and that only leaves me with 2 more, which is still taking 5, but I think I have to do it because I also can't take. I have to kill another one of these, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm at 7.
This one's not attacking.
Oh,
It came into play.
okay. So I can get away with just blowing up these, which isn't great, but it might be something that I have to do. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, that's still 8. So I still have to go down to 1 card in hand and blow up a Bloodghast, which would make me take 2, 4, 5, 6. Keep me alive, theoretically.
Ish.
I think that's sadly what I have to do. So, pitch 2 to deal 4 to a Dredgevine from the Seismic Assault, of course.
Yeah.
And I'll pitch 2 to deal 4 to the Amalgam. And I'll pitch 1 to deal 2 to a Bloodghast. It's not ideal, but keeps me alive.
6.
Go to 1.
Entrigo.
Do you get both back? I don't think you do.
Because prize amalgam comes back, which
triggers the other one.
So that one will come back on your end.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured would happen. All right, moment of truth. This has to be really good draw. It's a land. Okay, so in that case, since I am definitely dead, I'll play another Is It Boilerworks. That'll return a mountain. And sure, why not? I'll dome you for 4 with these 2 beautiful unhinged mountains. One of which is foil. Because I have nothing better to do. So, pass the turn.
Untap.
Oh, don't forget end step happened.
Right.
So,
yes,
you'll be getting that back.
So this guy comes back. Untap. Keep. Draw for turn.
Not going to dredge, even.
No, wait, that works.
You don't really have to.
Going to cast a Gravecrawler.
Yep.
Going to cast a Stinkweed.
Ah.
That's my second creature cast.
Sure is.
2 Dredgevines.
2 vegetables. Do you have land, too, to get that Bloodghast?
No, I didn't draw land.
Ah,
that was my hope, is that I'd draw land.
Too bad. I mean, that's still quite a bit of damage.
That would be...
Basically,
6,
I had to
10,
hope for a Swans 14, and then to hit 2
18,
lands off the first
20.
one. I believe that will kill me, so, yeah. I will die from that. Yeah, basically my only hope there was that I top decked the Swans in that turn, because I kept 1 land in my hand, and then I'd hit the Swans, and if I got 2 lands, maybe I could get something going. But, no, you just drew another mountain, which can definitely happen with this deck. It's pretty likely. So, yep, that was game 1, and we will see you in sideboards. Alright, sideboard time. So, I can pretty well go through mine quickly, because most dredge sideboards are pretty obvious. You put in graveyard removal stuff, and in this particular case, Anger of the Gods is insane, because it exiles everything, it doesn't just kill it. Normal, like, Wrath effects are pretty bad against dredge, because they can basically get everything but Narcomoeba back.
The next turn.
But, not with Anger, so those are good. Land Maniac, not great. Spell Pierce, not great. Snaring Bridge is fine if I can empty my hand, but if I can empty my hand, I'm probably shooting you with a bunch of lands anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not the best. And you have a lot of like 1/1s and stuff. So it's not great. Mana leak, pretty poor. Because it doesn't really, I don't really care to counter whatever you're casting that much.
Yeah, it's not the casting things that are problematic.
Well, and it doesn't even stop like a Dredgevine coming back if I counter a creature.
Yeah, because it just cares that I cast it.
It cares that you cast it. Bolt's not great, again, because you can just get everything back. Smash doesn't really do anything at all. Defense Grid, you're not casting stuff a lot, so I don't really care about that. So what I'm going to bring in is 2 Angers and 2 Tormod's Crypts, because they're very good in this matchup. And when I'm taking out 1 Temple of Epiphany, I'm taking out these Molten Vortexes. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I do get the feeling that Molten Vortex is more of a keep the board stable until you are able to, secure yourself a kill. Like, because you have to pay the mana, so you can't really just go ham all in one turn unless you have, like, 8 lands in play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to be able to kill that way. So it's more, I think, just to take out groundlings and like creatures that are pressuring you a lot more than Seismic Assault, which you can just dump your whole hand. And again, removal's bad unless it's Anger of the Gods. So, and I'm taking out a Lightning Bolt because it's just as bad as that one is. So these 4 in, these 4 out.
As for me, Knot of the Bone, it's cute. It could get us to a high enough life total that he couldn't kill us, but I don't think it's good enough to bring in. Bojuka Bog, he doesn't care about his graveyard, so we don't need to care about his graveyard. Dark Blast doesn't really do anything. Shrinking it, unless somehow I can cast 3 of these in one turn, which would require both of those and a dredge. Mm-hmm. It's just not happening. Abrupt Decay, this deals with his main enchantment, so it's definitely a card we'd want. Nature's Claim, same way. Deals with Seismic Assault, so want those. Ancient Grudge, not as much, only gets artifacts. Collective Brutality, it's not really any instant sorceries we want to deal with. The late game's not reasonable, and -2/-2 isn't enough. Lightning Axe, it's a good discard outlet, except he has only 1 4-mana creature, which if he's casting it, he's probably close to winning, and drawing 5 still doesn't get rid of it. So
it lets you dredge a bunch of times, though.
that is the only option, but still not that great. And Inquisition's okay, but I don't think we need it if we just bring all of these.
Yeah, and plus, how often... I guess it could, like, early it could potentially hit stuff, but you're going to miss so many times.
Yeah, like, he just has so many
lands that you're very likely to...
And it doesn't hit one of his main things, so...
Yeah.
Those are the 4 we're bringing in. As for what we're cutting, 1 Dredgevine. It's kind of the hardest to bring back, even though it's one of the names of this deck.
Yeah.
It still is one of the more difficult ones to bring back, so I think that one's right to cut. 1 land. We have 21 lands. I think it's fine to cut 1. 1 Narcomoeba. It's not the greatest. Like, it doesn't trigger our Dredgevines. It does trigger, like, prized amalgams and things, which are important.
It is kind of funny. It triggers prized amalgam, which allows you to get Gravecrawler, which triggers Dredgevine.
Yes, but by itself, it's not really doing much, and it's only a 1/1, so it's not super exciting.
Yeah.
And 1 life from Loam. Even though it is a dredger, I think we need to cut 1.
Yeah. And it doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup.
Yeah, like, we're not casting it for, like, tons of value or anything.
All right. Sounds good to me. So, we will see you in Game 2. Okay, Game 2. I'm going to show my hand. And this might be the worst keep of all time, but I don't know. We'll see. This deck's kind of hard to decide what's a good hand and what's not, because it's such a weird deck. But I don't know. I'm willing to test my luck today. Go ahead.
Do you remember your luck from your first time ever piloting that?
Well, I'm not going to have the same problem. I can guarantee that.
Hand. Mine's a little sketchy, so maybe it'll work out for you.
Oh, that's good. Well, and mainly one of the reasons I kept this is because I get to lead with the Temple of Epiphany, which lets me to actually take a look at the top to see if we're going to have this problem. Because then if we do, we can just put that to the bottom. Oh. I guess. Yeah. Go ahead. Leave it on the top.
Draw for turn.
It's acceptable.
Mountain. Insolent Neonate.
Okay.
Enter go.
Untap. Gonna draw that card. I might as well do it first. So I'm gonna cast Serum Visions. We're gonna draw a card. Ooh. Okay, this actually got way better. And we're gonna scry 2. Ooh. Okay, this was the sauciest keep ever, I guess.
I don't think it was any of the cards that you kept in your hand so much as everything that was on top of the library.
Pretty much. We're going to swap like that. And then we will play a tapped Steam Vents and pass the turn. Saucy!
We are going to end of your turn. Or I guess end of your second main phase.
Okay.
Because end of turn matters.
Yes, it does.
Sacrifice that. Discard Life from the Loam. Draw a card, which will be replaced by Dredging Life from the Loam. And not very exciting.
No. Those are pretty bad. I mean, you hit a salvage. It lets you do something. It's not great.
Untap.
But it's something.
Draw for turn. Will be the salvage.
Oh, that's good. That wasn't. That wasn't as much.
Yeah, those kind of are, if they're not in our starting hand, we're probably not drawing them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Wooded Foothills.
Yep.
And crack that. Going to 19. It's going to go all the way to 17. For... Stomping Ground eventually. There it is.
Okay.
And we shall cast Cathartic Reunion.
Okay.
The cards we are going to discard are Life from Loam and Prized Amalgam.
Ooh, alright.
So, our first draw 3 will be the Stinkweed Imp.
Yep. 5 more things. Ooh. This could be a really good turn, except you played your lands already.
Well, yeah, I needed to play the land to cast
yeah.
Cathartic Reunion, so...
We get to Stinky again.
But, yeah, our second draw will be the Stinky. Wow.
Ugh. Wow. Okay. Did you get another one? Is Cathartic draw 3 and discard 2? Yeah. So if you hit a Narcomoeba, that's absurd.
So, Life from the Loam.
That gets back so many things.
We need to move over.
Yeah, I think you do, too. That's probably a little better anyway. Come on, no whammies. Woo! No whammies.
No whammies.
Not this turn, anyway. Your next turn's gonna be pretty absurd, I think.
Enter go.
Alright, untap. Draw a card. Oh yeah, I knew that was there. I forgot about that. Okay, let's see. So, you boarded in... How many claims did you have in your board? I don't remember.
2.
2. You hit 1. But you have like Abrupt Decays and...
I hit both Abrupt Decays.
Oh, you did too. Oh yeah, there's the other one. Oh, how worried am I about one card?
Very worried.
I kind of am, and I'm not currently being pressured at all. So, here's a mountain. Go ahead. Nothing has haste, so not too worried. And you don't get anything back on my end step. I don't think.
No. Untap. Upkeep. Stack more salvage.
Oh, that's a winner.
It's something.
Hey, hit an Narcomoeba. That gets the chain going. Although a land would have also.
So, Narcomoeba triggers the Prized Amalgams.
How many do you have?
There's
3.
just 2.
No, there's 3.
Oh, there's
1,
3.
2, 3. It's usually just so you know.
So those 3 shall be coming back.
On your end step now, right?
Yes.
So the next end step? Is that actually what this says, or is it your next end step? Yeah, it's the next end step. I guess order doesn't really matter.
And we're going to cast Life from the Loam.
Okay.
Gemstone. Ghost Quarter, because why not? And a Watery Grave.
Pretty sure if you hit me with that Ghost Quarter, I might be able to find a basic. I might.
Maybe.
It's possible.
I mean, you do have the double lands, so hey.
It's true.
Maybe.
I don't have any in play.
Yeah,
so.
no, not in play, but there's an option there.
Yeah.
Gemstone Mine as I land for the turn.
God, do you have... Oh, 3 Bloodghast. I thought I saw 4. Jeez. It's absurd.
And how worried am I about anger?
I don't know if you have a choice. Do you have a choice?
I do have a choice for Bloodghast.
Really?
It's a may. You may return Bloodghast from
the
graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm getting 3 prized amalgams. So
Those are not a may, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the prized amalgams are not a may.
Yeah. Question is, how much damage do you think... Like, do you think it's worth the extra damage?
You're still at 20. You
I'm
don't
still
really
at 20.
take damage from your lands. So I think having 10 power in the board is basically the same as having 12 or 16. So I'm not actually going to return any of those Bloodghasts.
All right.
Enter go. So
like 3 amalgams.
Return tapped. And I have to discard. Oh no. I think we then.
Ah, shucks. Okay. So that's you got 7? Down to 7?
Yeah.
All right. Draw for turn. Wow, a land. I'm so shocked that I drew a land there. Well, you played that correctly because I do have an Anger of the Gods.
Gone.
Yep. And I think we'll also go for Sulphur Falls. Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Stinkweed Imp.
Good old Stinky. Everyone's favorite.
Get an Archimedes.
Okay.
It's something.
It's something. It's true.
And...
Plus, unless you're fearing another one, you can always pretty much get those Bloodghast whenever you feel like it. Which is pretty spoopy.
It's not even worth it. I think we're just going to pass the turn and discard to hand size again.
Okay. Untap. Draw a card. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's... man. Well, okay. I guess not. It's a cool card, though. I kind of wish I could do it. But what I'm going to do... And I was playing this very safely. Doing it this way, by the way. So I'm going to cast Treasure Hunt. And we're going to see how my luck is today with Treasure Hunt. The last few of these that I cast were not so lucky. So 1, 2... Okay.
You can just continue the train. It was better than that first Treasure Hunt.
It's true. Well... Actually, now do I even want to do that? I don't know if I do. Why is life so hard? You're at 17?
Yes.
Yeah. That's almost shameful, but you've got a lot of things in your graveyard. I'm gonna cast Days Undoing. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard into his or her library, then draws 7 cards, and if it's my turn, I end the turn. So that gets rid of all your dredgers and all those blood gas, and you draw 7, but you don't get to dredge anything because it all shuffles in first. Ugh. So it's kind of a graveyard removal spell and draw 7 for each of us. I had 7, and I did have a Seismic Assault. I was keeping it basically because I didn't want to deal with any sort of shenanigans with Nature's Claim, the one that you had. And normally you don't play around the last card in your deck, but it's you, so I figured you probably had it.
But now you've shuffled,
Well, I've shuffled another one in, but I think it's better than
2 Abrupticates.
I'm fine with that because this also kind of shuts off your entire next turn.
That is true.
Because you can't really do anything. So, we'll see. Also, the Days Undoing is exiled from that. Oh, okay, sure. Alright, that ends my turn. Because I cast it during my turn.
Draw for turn. Oh, thank you. I needed that. So...
Plus, who can turn down doing something that sweet, honestly?
Dark Reunion.
Yep.
We're going to discard a Life from the Loam and a Prized Amalgam.
Okay.
Hey, there's the 4th one.
Yep. You can dredge the life, too.
And dredge the life.
Oh, those weren't great. And I guess the other question is, if you have a land, is it worth casting Life from the Loam on 1 gemstone mine just to get another dredger in there? It's kind of the fun part against this deck.
What do we just... Yeah. Let's... Verdant Catacombs.
Yep.
Crack that going to 16. Find Watery Grave going to 14.
Yep. So is that your 4th amalgam? Yes, it is.
Yes. And
I wonder how low your odds of actually having hit that off the draw 7 were.
I think we go for the Life from the Loam. Getting back 2 things.
Yeah. It's a little more reasonable. I actually didn't even think about having a fetch land.
And it's your go. We get a
You're not going to attack me for 1?
Oh, sorry.
Right. You got to attack me for 1. 19.
And your go. We get to discard 1 thing. It's Vengevine.
All right.
Your go.
That's might be a ways off. I don't know. I guess it depends what's in your hand. Draw a card. All right. Would we have to discard this turn? Oh, we would too. Okay. So I think... actually. You're at 14. This is really pathetic. Okay, so you're at 14. I'm playing a deck that's mostly lands. I've got that. And I would have to discard if I don't cast anything. So therefore, in order to avoid discarding, I'm going to cast Anger of the Gods. Because either way, I'd have to get rid of it. So, exile that Narcomoeba. It's a real pain in my ass. Okay, go ahead. That's ridiculous.
Untap.
Oh, man, that's ridiculous.
Dredge.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you had that.
I did 2 for a second.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
Not really what we want to see.
Yeah, I think I had to gamble on this, which is really pathetic, but hilarious at the same time.
We're going to go for Verdant Catacombs. Crack that going to 13. Blood Crypt tapped.
Mm-hmm.
And cast Life from the Loam.
Yep. Conveniently have 3 things.
Getting back all of these.
The cool thing about Life from the Loam is it can get you to the point where you have to discard your dredgers. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And it is your go. How many do we have to discard here? 2. Deck more salvage. And one of those Verdant Catacombs we just got.
All right. I go?
Yeah.
Boom. Seismic Assault.
Yep.
2, 4,
In response, Abrupticate.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I kept it with 12 damage. Like, I had 12 damage, that, and this. So I'm like,
now.
I guess I either, like, if I did, like, I could just discard it, but if I discard a land, then I have to draw 2 things. But I figured even if I top deck something that wasn't a land there, which is very unlikely, it would probably be something more useful anyway, like a Serum Visions or something I could cast with this extra mana. So I figured that would do it.
And I was just setting up to cast 2 Bloodghast next turn, so Dredgevine came back.
It's so weird that this has almost worked as like a remove 3 creatures spell, because you had 3 Bloodghasts you could have put into play at any point in time.
I should have put them into play that turn,
which is amazing.
But I wanted to discard the Dredger more.
That was a weird game, but I liked it a lot. So, that was game 2, and we'll see you in game 3. All right, game 3. Go ahead and show your hand to the camera.
We've got those.
Whoop. And for me, I have a very eerie hand for this particular deck, but I think it might be okay. All right, kick us off.
Watery Grave untapped.
Yep.
We're going to cast a Gravecrawler.
Okay.
Here we go.
Draw a card. Wow, another spell. That's insane. Mountain. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for
You're
turn.
apparently on the 2-1 beatdown plan, so
2.
18.
Catharic Reunion.
Okay.
Discarding Life from the Loam and Stinkweed Imp.
Ooh, those are good ones.
So, dredge back Stinkweed Imp.
For 5. Pretty bad so far. That's good.
Dredge back Stinkweed Imp is the second draw.
Ugh. Ugh. So you can get that next turn probably too. Oh, you definitely can now. Good lord. That's absurd.
And Life from the Loam is our last one.
Okay. You played a land, right? Yeah, it's turn 2. Of course you played a land. Oh god, another vegetable. Oh. That's really bad.
Enter go.
Draw a card. And I feel bad because I have a Tormod's Crypt.
Oh!
Yeah, so let's go ahead and pop that to exile all cards from your graveyard from the game. Turns out removal's pretty good against Dredge. Or graveyard removal is, anyway. And here's a Swiftwater Cliff, so I'll gain 1 life, going back up to 19. Pass turn.
Untap.
And actually, if I wouldn't have done that, I would have been dead in 2 turns.
Yeah.
Because you would have like a full roster of Gravecrawlers and 2 hasty Dredgevines.
2.
17.
Catharic Reunion.
Oh, you had another one.
Discarding 2 Stinkweed Imps.
All right.
So, first Stinkweed Imp is the draw.
Oh, those are really good. Oh, and another Gravecrawler. Oh, good lord.
So, do I draw first and then? Yeah, I would finish the draws. So, second draw is replaced by Stinkweed Imp.
Wait, did you discard first? Because that's part of the cost.
Yeah, like I discarded 2 Stinkweed Imps as my Cathartic.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
These don't trigger until I'm finished drawing cards.
Yes, no. Because it's still resolving right now.
Only 1 so far, right?
1 what?
Yes.
Sorry?
5. So 1.
Oh, yeah.
2. 3.
Ah!
4. 5.
Okay, it's not going to hurt as much as the last bunch, but it's going to hurt. That's a lot of vegetables.
And we don't have a dredger in there? Nope. Draw.
It's a lot of vegetables and a prized amalgam. Ugh.
Verdant Catacombs.
Okay.
Getting black, blood gassed.
Yep.
Alright, I guess
yeah, you get an
comes back now.
It just being
this
itself.
Will trigger on my end step. And get your go.
Alright. End step. Untap. Draw a card. Let's see. What you got in there? Vegetable Gravecrawler.
Yes.
That's things that I'm worried about, anyway. And I hit 2 Gravecrawlers, so all 4 Gravecrawlers have been seen.
Yes. Apparently that is the case.
Sulphur Falls, Anger of the Gods. So now you can't even recast that Gravecrawler unless you have another zombie. And the only ones you could have are prized amalgams. So I'm not... I mean, that vegetable can still maybe come back, but probably not for a while. So that's it. Go ahead.
End of your turn, correct Verdant Catacombs. Blood Crypt. Actually, should be Stomping Ground instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's all 4 Gravecrawlers. Or sorry, 3 Gravecrawlers. 2 Dredgevines, I think. Yes. And
Untap.
2 Bloodghasts.
Draw for turn. Oh, we really don't want to draw that.
I mean, if you have 2 things to cast, you still have...
Stop me if this sounds familiar. Cathartic Reunion.
Okay.
Discarding 2 Stinkweed Imps.
Yeah. Alright. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, drawing the 3rd Cathartic Reunion kind of helped with your double hate, so...
Yeah. You just, like, reload it every time. It's pretty sweet. What all did you discard?
2 Stinkweed Imps.
Oh, and you're dredging one right now. Yeah, okay. Oh, you hit another one? The thing is, I hit so many of your things that there's not... that's pretty good. There's not a ton to actually get back. Maybe you start another pile. It's gonna fall at the table soon. Ah, okay. So that's gonna set it all off.
So those set off my prized amalgams.
Yep.
And we shall play a Wooded Foothills.
Wait, so you dredged 3 Stinkweed Imps off that?
Yeah.
And the 4th one's there? So I know you have 3 in hand? Okay.
Yes.
Great. Okie dokie.
Mountain. I think. Yeah, mountain's fine.
Okay. You got left here. You almost don't want to dredge anymore. 1, 2, 3,
and
4,
we'll
5,
cast
6,
Life
7,
from
8,
the
9.
Loam.
Okay.
Buying back.
You have 9 cards left.
Gemstone Mine. Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt. Enter go.
All right. Let's come back on end step. We untap. We draw. This is weird. I'm drawing way too many spells. We're gonna play a Reflecting Pool, and we're gonna go for a Swans. Maybe you get to draw some cards. Pass the turn.
That's really bad for me.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Untap. Yeah, draw for turn. Gemstone Mine is our land for the turn.
Yeah.
And
so you can hit me for 11 this turn, I think, tops. That seems right. I think 11.
Going to cast a Stinkweed Imp.
Yep.
And cast an Archamoeba.
Oh, I see. I thought you were just going to go for the Gravecrawler.
Which buys back a Dredgevine.
Yes. So you cast a Imp and a Narcomoeba, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So 6, 7, yes, 11. But I got this, which is good.
Yeah. With so few cards left in our library,
Yeah.
I think it's your go.
All right. Untap. Draw a card. Okay, so I think then we're going to go for Treasure Hunt.
Yep.
Let's hunt for some treasure. And I've seen a lot of spells, so maybe this won't miss. Actually, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's the card I don't want you to see.
Pretty good.
So.
That's kind of what I was hoping to hit on the end of it. I just wasn't expecting that to happen again. So, we'll go for a Reflecting Pool. We'll go for a Seismic Assault. And
Cards in hand.
You're tapped out, so I've got 3.
They all lands.
No, I wish. They're all spells. So I'm going to hit Swans with this mountain. Draw 2.
Did you just brick?
No, we hit 1 land, but I got scared. Gonna hit Swans. Draw 2. Okay. Hit Swans. Draw 2. Hit Swans. I think I'm almost out of spells anyway, so draw 2. Hit Swans. Draw 2. If you don't know how this works, watch last week's video, because I don't really want to explain it again. Or just read the cards.
Yeah,
hit Swans.
When Swans takes damage, its controller,
yes.
the controller of the damage draws that many cards instead of the damage. So by using Seismic Assault to deal 2 damage over and over, he just draws a bunch of cards until he has enough for lethal.
Hit Swans.
Which will be 8. So
yes.
my left totals at 16.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Hit Swans. Oh, okay, fine. Hit Swans. Oh, jeez. Hit Swans. I mean, I'm not going to miss. I just don't want to do this anymore. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. You're tapped out, so I'm not too worried. So we will launch all these lands at you. 8 lands for 16 damage.
That is enough.
All right. Whew. That actually, I thought that Treasure Hunt was really going to screw me up, but that was a pretty good one. I got lucky off that first. If that first one would have missed twice, like the first thing I drew was this.
Oh.
If the second thing was another spell, that would have been really bad. I mean, we would have been the same board position, so I probably still would have came out pretty ahead, but it still wouldn't have been great. Wouldn't have been great. So, yeah, we squeaked one through. You had a lot of damage in play.
Yeah, you just
too,
had back-to-back hate. So.
I did. Well, my opening hand was like a 3-lander, which is unbelievable in this deck, because that almost never happens. But, yeah, I thought keeping some sideboard cards and the Swans was probably a pretty good idea. And it paid off. So, that was this matchup. Don't forget to vote for the little eye and the thing. And we will see you on Friday. I think we're doing Middle Class Magic.
Yes.
If I'm correct about that. And we'll see you again next week also. All right. See ya.